Welcome to Pearls of Time, where we explore the profound events in human history that have shaped the world we live in today. In this episode, we'll take you on a journey to a seemingly trivial moment, one that changed the course of history. It all comes down to a coin toss. What if I told you that the fate of the United States was influenced by nothing more than the flip of a coin? That's right. The story we're about to uncover is not just about trains and railroads. It's about how a simple decision made in a fraction of a second altered the future of an entire nation. The year is the late 1800s. America is a vast, sprawling country with untapped potential, especially in the western frontier. But there was one major challenge: how to unite the East and the West, connecting both coasts of the United States with a fast, reliable transportation route. In 1862, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Pacific Railway Act, setting the stage for a monumental project, the construction of a transcontinental railroad. The dream was to link the eastern United States to the western frontier, allowing goods, people, and culture to flow freely across the country. But there was a catch. Two powerful railroad companies, Southern Pacific Railroad and Central Pacific Railroad, were vying for control of this monumental project. The two companies had to agree on the location where their tracks would meet. This meeting point would become the hub of commerce, migration, and development for generations to come. And that's where the drama begins. Two prominent figures, Leland Stanford, the president of Central Pacific, and Thomas Durant, the vice president of the Union Pacific, Southern Pacific, found themselves at odds. Stanford favored a location at Promontory Summit, a rugged, remote spot in Utah. Durant, however, argued for a more accessible location further east. Both men knew that the placement of the junction would dictate the flow of goods, the growth of cities, and the economic future of the western United States. If the meeting point was too far west, the eastern markets might be cut off. But if it was too far east, the west could remain untapped, missing out on the crucial economic opportunities that a transcontinental connection would bring. Tempers flared, debates raged, and no agreement could be reached. The decision was monumental, too important for a mere handshake or negotiation. So what did they do? They took a gamble, and it wasn't with dice or cards. They placed their futures in the hands of something as unpredictable as fate itself: a coin toss. On the fateful day, Stanford and Durant stood together, preparing to let a coin decide the destiny of the Transcontinental Railroad. With everything on the line, they agreed that a simple flip of the coin would settle the matter. The coin would decide where the tracks would meet. As the coin was tossed into the air, time seemed to slow. Heads or tails? A moment that could alter the future of an entire nation came down to the luck of a flip. The coin landed on heads, and it was Stanford's favored location, Promontory Summit. This decision, so trivial on the surface, would have lasting consequences. But imagine for a moment, what if the coin had landed differently? History was made on May 10, 1869, when the two railroads met at Promontory Summit, Utah. The Golden Spike was driven into the ground, officially completing the Transcontinental Railroad and linking the East with the West. This moment marked more than just the end of a railroad project. It marked the beginning of a new era for the United States. Migration to the West accelerated, and California transformed into a hub of opportunity, with cities like San Francisco becoming epicenters of innovation and commerce. But that coin toss had implications beyond just the economy. It influenced the culture of the American West, the growth of towns and cities, and the spread of ideas, technology, and people across the nation. It was the start of a new chapter in American history. Let's pause for a moment. Think about it. A coin toss. A decision made in seconds, and yet its ripples are still felt today. The location of that meeting point influenced the migration of people, the rise of industries, and the expansion of the United States as a global power. Had the coin landed differently, we might have seen the rise of different cities, different industries, and a completely different version of the American West. Maybe the economic power of California wouldn't have been so pronounced. Maybe cities like San Francisco wouldn't have flourished as they did. The entire trajectory of the nation could have changed, and the history we know might be completely unrecognizable. This is the power of history's smallest moments, the choices made in the blink of an eye where chance and fate collide. The coin toss between Leland Stanford and Thomas Durant wasn't just about two men deciding where to lay a track. It was about the future of an entire nation. So, next time you face a decision, big or small, think about the countless moments in history shaped by the simplest choices. You never know, your next decision could be a pearl of time in the making. Thank you for joining us on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Pearls of Time. Let us know what moments in history you'd like us to explore next.